Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and this is Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
This is, of course, the Estadio Banorte, a stadium that evokes so many memories. You need only look back at the commemorative bronze plaques of the game of the century, the goal of the century. Well, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
Well, I wouldn't just look at this being another friendly, Peter.
Is that your own experience?
Yeah, if the opposition played like they meant business, we were obliged to return the favour. I don't think there's much difference here.
So things are underway. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Yilmaz. Played towards the other side. That's Shalai. Sané. Takes on his marker. Gets a good foot in there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. Oh, shooting chance! Now that is commitment to the cause. Galatasaray with the corner, there first. Terrific effort! They've scored!
Well, there's leadership for you. That's what the armband means for him, setting the perfect example, the perfect tone. Tremendous!
A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Sporting finding themselves unexpectedly behind. That's a nicely shaped ball. He has found the way through. Agun! No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. Driving on and making good progress. This looks promising. Sanchez. Goes for a shot! And that's in! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
We're looking at a different game now.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
He is through here. Didn't quite work for him. Torreira. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair.
Sporting really do like to play with a distinctive style, one that's pacey and expansive.
And they have the players, those players that love a gallop or two out wide.
Yeah, they're the key supply routes, Peter, carrying the ball and then delivering it across that box.
Knocks it out wide. He's got away. A lot of space ahead of him. Diomande can clear it away. Played out wide. Played it again. And the keeper beats it away. Trincao. Approaching the half-hour mark. Looking for the run.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left.
Towering header! Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
Well, the manager clearly has to react to this and tactically change what's happening. It's too easy for them to get in.
Torreira. Not the most accurate pass. Over to the right flank. He's found a way through. Played in. It's a goal kick. Bardazzi, given the lift of his goal. And it's hoisted clear. De Bast. Threads one in. Chance for a shot! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Torreira. And it's Torreira. Sanchez. Lemina. And it's Jacobs. Jacobs proves just a little bit too strong. Jacobs. Yilmaz with the impressive jump. Denied by an instinctive save.
Osimhen clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Akgun. And Sanchez. Bardazzi. Now it's Osimhen. And Torreira. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Ball in towards the middle. Punched away. Takes a shot! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Yilmaz has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Oh, some astute defending there. Trincao. Well seen. And we've reached half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. And we are up to the break.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Well, that pass isn't the best. That'll be a throw-in. Quenda. He shifted it to the flank. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Torreira. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Bardazzi. Looking for the far post. De Bast clears without hesitation. Now it's Shalai. Sané. And it's Torreira. Badaxi. Looking for options for movement. Played out towards the right wing.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Quenda has it out wide and in space. And it's made its way to him. That has not gone well. Now, can they get him away? Trincao is onto this. Yilmaz. Now Akgun. Torreira. Osimhen receives it in a good position here. And the shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Well, the opening goal did come from a corner. Now then. Great chance! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Corner number 3 coming up. Osimhen! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Osimhen really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Well, that's clear cut. It's a free kick. By a fraction. So their 4th corner of the game. And a header! That's a fair try, but just off target.
Sanchez certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Diomande, nicely spread. Quenda. Quenda, a dangerous raider down the right-hand side. Can he get it through? Shot a goal! It's a really well-measured ball. Well read, nice interception. He's found space here. Oh, great leap! No, couldn't quite control it.
That's good play, plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
So we have further activity on the bench here. Torreira. Lamina. And it's Torreira. Sanchez. That has ended up in no man's land. Thinks about the shot. And that's cause for mild irritation.
Sporting clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Diomande. Sporting need to make something happen here. So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of changes. Suarez getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now this could be a chance. Sane at it in a wide position. Oh, that's fabulous. Real chance! And that is wildly off target.
Spirited to say the least, certainly gave this crowd something to really cheer about.
A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Shalai. Sanchez. He's shifting through the gears here. The less said about that pass, the better. Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Lemina. Into stoppage time, whistle due any moment.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not getting the ball into the opposition box. That's where it has to be.
Stood up well to him there. And this is Icardi. He's in a great position here. And here's Sané.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Diomande. So 90 minutes have come and gone. It's going to be extra time. Well, still no winner, Jim.
Well, there was very little between the sides all the way through, so extra time is the correct next step.
So no winner at full time. We will be going the distance. The hostilities have already resumed. Diomande. Katamo. Guilherme running with intent. Good ball, good take. Oh, good spread. That's a good foray he's making. Oh, nice touch. Oh, that's sweet, almost telepathic. Can he finish? Nicely weighted ball. Plays it in low. And that was very necessary. Bui. Now it's Yilmaz. And he's managed to get free. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Yilmaz taking charge of the dead ball.
It's not the best angle, this, but he might just be tempted to shoot. We all love a trier, Peter, but the wiser choice would have been ball into box.
Katamo. Guillemets. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Lemina. And Sanchez. Lemina. Bardakci. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And Sanchez. And it's Torreira. Sane gets into a good position. And it is half-time in extra time. Well, nobody wants to settle for this, of course, but everyone is running nigh on empty. Is there going to be a moment to win it? And the action has already restarted. This really has been thrilling. Both sides going at it, and now for the final act. Out towards the flank. Showing good feet. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Looking to play him in. Now it's Yilmaz. Lemina. And it's Al-Mali. He's picked his way through. It's a promising position. And the shots! Incredible! Just incredible! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? The invitation was clear and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
Galatasaray with the lead.
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now, or try and finish it off?
Guillemets. That's going wide left. Lemina. Now it's Icardi. Galatasaray close now to shapes to shoot!
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
The pressing's intense and it's paid off. Plays a sharp little ball here. He's being urged to shoot. Al-Mali, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Katamo. And time is up. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out always only to win. And it came down to one decisive moment. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Well, the 80,000 plus crowd really making a terrific scene here. Some trivia for you. This ground's 7,200 feet above sea level. It adds an interesting extra dimension to any and every game that is played on this ground. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, at least on the face of it, Peter, there's very little at stake in this.
But, Jim, Well,
it still gives ample opportunity for some fringe players to make their case. So I'm inclined towards something that's still high in intensity, in conviction, in tempo even. And that's not a bad thing.
We are just getting started. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Bentancur delivers. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. And here's Gallagher. Gallagher, he leaps for it. He will be livid with himself. Gallagher. Torreira going forward. Played out wide. Shalai. He has found the way through. And it's Jacobs. Now here's the delivery. Danso gets it away. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
How can you overlook a player who has a name like this guy?
He's having a hit! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. Danso gets it away. Pass somewhat off target. Sané. Van der Ven did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Pedro Porro. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. And it's Bissouma.
Tottenham definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
Sanchez deals with that comfortably. Van de Ven does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Osimhen. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Opts for safety. Van de Ven did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And it's Simons. And here's Solanke! Magnificent! That is a gem! An absolute gem! The first significant strike. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Tottenham are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Tottenham have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Osimhen! And he should have made them pay.
Osimhen has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Bentancur.
Galatasaray are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Pedro Porro looking to hit the byline here. Tries to get it clear. Oh, good spread. Pedro Porro tries a cross. Bentancur! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, I suppose he was being urged to shoot. Maybe the crowd will stay a little quieter next time.
Jacobs. That's Shalai. Torreira. Singo. He's found the way through. Bentancur.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
And he's picked it up out wide. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Bui with the clearance. Real chance here. Galatasaray have the chance to go the other way. Simons. Can he get on the end of it? Oh, shooting chance! And needless to say, that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Lemina. Bui. And here's Solanke. And they've switched it over to the other side. Van de Ven. Bentancur. Pedro Porro. Tries to play it through. Swings in across. Sané. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And it's half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Galatasaray trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So straight into the second half.
Galatasaray can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Lamina. Now it's Sané. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Van de Ven. And Spence. And it's Bentancur. Bentancur. Here's Bissouma. Now it's Solanke. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And it's Simons. And here's Kolomwani. Pinches it off him. Sané. Sané makes a move down the right. Out towards the flank. Galatasaray still this single goal behind. Bentancur. Pedro Porro. Kolomwani. Pedro Porro. He's got away. Pedro Porro puts them all in. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
Torreira. And it's Jakobs. Jakobs powering forward here. Kolomwani wins the duel this time. Lamina. Now Singo. And it's Simons. Osimhen.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Defending was strong and firm. Bissouma. Simons. Singo. And he's in on the finish! Superb from Simons! About as smooth as it gets. And there's the goal they've been looking for. Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Xavi Simons demonstrated great strength there. I mean, he really had to hold his man off and just create enough room for him to be able to get the shot away. And I think it's just top play.
So that's two now without reply.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Bentancur. Kolomwani. That is Gallagher. Just about up to 75 minutes. Played out to the left flank. Sane defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Shalai threads one in.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Oh, he's been caught on it here! And that's a goal kick. So we have movement on both benches. Pedro Porro. And it's Bentancur. Now it's Solanke. Now it's Simons. Maddison! He's having a shot! Yes! And they are disappearing out of sight. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Sanchez.
Galatasaray really have been second best here, second to every ball, and they can't have any complaints about where they are now. The good thing is they haven't given up, but it's not looking favourable.
Looking to play him in. Incoming delivery. Bentancur. Oh, what has happened here? Cleared away. Galatasaray have opted to make another change here. So, time for a potential game changer.
Well, it's going to make for a frantic end, Peter. Let's hope he's got enough time to make the impact he wants.
And that has been cleared. Bissouma. Now it's Simons. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, important interception. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And he's managed to get free. And Icardi! He was certain to score. It is an inexplicable miss. Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Tottenham clearly now in lead preservation mode. Maddison. Kudus. It's Bentancur. Now it's Richarlison. Oh, outsmarting him this time. Torreira. And that's it. Galatasaray cannot spin this any other way. They came up against opponents who were thrilling, at times unplayable, who simply brushed them off.